Coming up in a couple of minutes, you'll hear from the president of the United Workers Union. The group is asking for a reinstatement of a former professor who was placed on leave after a social media comment.
What students should expect from air travel as they head home for the holidays.
The development of housing on this side of the river and Chapman Highway really transforms not only this part of town, but the opportunities for students.
A new greenway across the river that will help students get from campus to new places in Knoxville.
Starting with breaking news, the longest government shutdown in the U.S. has officially ended. Welcome to TVC News. I'm Caitlin Kirkpatrick.
And I'm Collier Blackwell. While the government has reopened, students can still expect canceled and delayed flights for the next couple of days.
As air traffic controllers receive their back pay, the Federal Aviation Administration says they are going to continue to look at staffing numbers from the 40 airports. Air traffic controllers should be given 70% of their missed pay in the next 24 hours. The Transportation Secretary of the FAA says safety is the top priority for all travelers.
To be clear, we are concerned about people having flights delayed and having their flights canceled. That's a problem. But that is a secondary problem to safety. Safety is the #1 issue. I want you to get safely to where you're flying.
We are told air traffic controllers need 3,000 workers to fill the staffing shortages. TVC will continue to follow this activity as you prep to travel home for the holidays.
Late Wednesday night, President Trump signed a government funding package formally ending the shutdown.
But tensions are not officially over until Congress gets through a January 30th deadline. TVC News Director Grayson Thatcher has more information.
The longest government shutdown in U.S. history has officially ended, but there could actually be another shutdown on the horizon. I was able to speak with an expert at the Baker School, Professor Andrew Bush. He shared the details.
The deal that ended it provided funding for the entire year for the Department of Agriculture, which includes SNAP, veterans programs, and a few other things. But most of the rest of government was put on a continuing resolution that expires January 30th.
This means that most other federal departments and programs like the CDC, HRSA, EPA, and more are not yet fully covered.
Congress has to that extent kind of kicked the can down the road, and they will now begin trying to reach some agreement on longer-term funding before that deadline hits. Otherwise, it's conceivable that there could be another shutdown at that point of those programs that were not fully funded.
And if there's not an agreement by the end of the continuing resolution period?
Without there being longer-term spending plans in place for the period after that, for the rest of the fiscal year, then it would just be like October 1st all over again.
Now, Bush shared that he doesn't believe Congress would want to go through this again. Not super likely. However, if it did happen, those impacts would be gradual and SNAP benefits would not be affected. For now, I'm Grayson Thatcher, TVC News.
Bush also shared that the shutdown having the shutdown within the next 2 weeks. Thanks, Grayson. On Wednesday, there was a protest on campus demanding the reinstatement for Assistant Professor Dr. Tamar Sharinian. The United Workers Union protested in front of the Humanities and Social Sciences building before marching towards the Chancellor's office in Andy Holt Tower. Former professor was placed on administrative leave after a social media comment was made towards the death of Charlie Kirk. The union is asking UT employees to reach out directly to Chancellor Dondi Plowman and tell her what they need as a UT worker. The president of the union, Ann Langenhofer, says the decision to put Dr. Sharinian on leave is against faculty policy.
And she hasn't violated any of the things laid out for faculty, right? We have a faculty handbook, we have policies, so she's done nothing wrong, and we have a right as workers at the university to have a private life. When we go home, we get to be just like our students and our neighbors and have time to ourselves, and it's very clear that her private life was actually invaded by outsiders, people who don't live here.
TVC News reached out to Chancellor Dondi Plowman and did not receive a statement back yet. We will let you know when we do. The Volunteers take on New Mexico State University tomorrow for their homecoming game. Our Assistant Chief Weather Specialist Jackson Berg is in the studio to bring you your game day forecast.
Yeah, thanks guys, that's right. I have some good news for you this week, and it is not going to be snowing. In fact, tomorrow's looking fairly nice for the game. Temperatures at noon will be reaching 66 degrees, about 50% cloud cover. And then around kickoff at 4:15, temperatures are looking to reach about 70 degrees. However, with those clouds, there's also some wind coming in. So there's going to be steady winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts that could get up to 25 miles per hour. So it's going to be a little bit chillier, feel a little bit chillier than 70 degrees. But near an end of the game around 8 p.m., temperatures will cool down to 64 degrees. Definitely going to be feeling chilly with that sun out of the sky. It's going to be set at that point. So definitely a difficult game to dress for, but I would definitely grab some layers if you plan on going, just because it might get a little bit colder near the end of game time. I'll be back later on in the show to give you the full weekend forecast here in Knoxville. But for now, back to the desk.
Thank you, Jackson. I'm glad we're not getting any chilly weather this weekend. It is homecoming week on Rocky Top, and that means several events around campus are being held to celebrate UT students, staff, and alumni.
Our Luke Lamery joins us live to give us further information on the parade occurring this afternoon. Luke?
Yeah, guys, a beautiful day right here on campus. We're right outside the Torchbearer, and all leading up to the homecoming parade taking place at 4 p.m. Now, a couple updates for you. If you're looking to drive on Volunteer Boulevard from 3 to 5 p.m., can't do it. That's where the parade's happening. So if you're looking to get to class, driving somewhere, you got to find another way. Now, one more thing. If you don't want to get towed here on UT's campus, all the way down there, G10 parking garage. That's where you're going to want to park to watch all of the parade action. And frats and sororities been working so hard to make sure this parade looks beautiful. One sorority girl told us 118 hours on Fraternity Row. I couldn't believe it. All I'll say is, you know, it better be good. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a beautiful day here. A lot of homecoming activities happening, and we're just so excited. We'll have coverage coming up for you at 4 p.m. TVC's live special. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Luke. For additional coverage on all things homecoming, be sure to tune in this afternoon's special at 4 p.m.
Yeah, Luke mentioned parking and road closures, but with this parade this afternoon, as well as the homecoming football game tomorrow, so let's take a look at the traffic just to see what it's going to be looking like. Right now, it's not looking too traffic. There's not a lot of busy cars on the road, so I think we're going to be doing too good.
Okay.
This is Alicoto Highway as well, right off of going on to Cumberland Avenue. I feel like later in the year or in the day, we're going to see some heavier traffic, so make sure you come early and get a good parking spot for the game. It's going to be great.
The university is celebrating a milestone after raising over $2.6 million during Big Orange Give, surpassing the $2.5 million goal. With more than 7,700 donors coming together, this day of giving is sure to create a lasting impact on UT students and the campus community.
Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Knaus was only 18 years old when he first enlisted in the Army.
He unfortunately lost his life in Afghanistan in 2021 in an airport bombing, but now his mother Paula honors the legacy.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're honoring our heroes today that have fallen. They've given the ultimate prize for our freedoms here in this country.
4 years ago, Paula Knaus self began the House mountain hiking tradition.
I'm last, but don't burn me too bad.
Now shared with UT ROTC and JROTC students.
His name was Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Knaus. When he passed, I had so much grief. Still do, so do they. You got to channel that grief when you lose somebody that close to you.
Paula's son was one of the 13 U.S. service members killed in the 2021 Kabul, Afghanistan airport bombing. This was the last picture he ever sent to his mom.
Ryan used to hike this mountain with our family, and just one day it occurred to me that we gotta do something here in the community. It's our way of saying to the community, let's just get out in nature like Ryan loved the outdoors, and let's get out there and let's just breathe the air that God's given us. Let's climb that mountain, and let's say from the top of that mountain the names of those we've lost, and never forget.
Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Knaus, my son.
In 2021, for the Kabul withdrawal, our brigade was between 1st and 3rd Brigade, and we got the call to stand down, and 1st Brigade went. And I didn't know Ryan personally, but I knew a lot of his friends, so coming to do this is kind of full circle for me.
These rocks symbolize people who walked this mountain today that gave a part of their day to remember a man or a woman who have given so much to our country. These kids are something, like each and every one of them.
2, 3.
Love them.
Like your own?
Like mine? They're like mine. They're like mine.
Day by day, step by step, a mother's love never fades.
Now, Paula also started the Respect and Remember Foundation to honor active duty service members. She also hopes to provide scholarships to students in ROTC and JROTC students. If you want to donate or learn more about this, you can visit our Instagram at TVC News Now.
A new greenway is being developed in South Knoxville across the Tennessee River. Our managing editor, Kyla Berry, spoke to a leader a part of the project, and she has answers on what this expansion means for students. She joins us live at the Future Greenway. Kyla?
Kaylin, the Greenway is going to be going on these railroad tracks right here. Now, the 3.8-mile trail will run next to Kern's Food Hall. I spoke to the executive director of the Legacy Parks Foundation, and she tells me the goal of this project is to connect Chapman Highway and Imes Nature Center.
An idea that started in 2008 is finally crossing the tracks.
So behind me is the Sono Rail Trail, and it's going to be a converted railroad line.
The railroad tracks is turning into a 3.8-mile trail.
Accommodate height walkers, bikes, strollers, all of that. It'll be a great trail.
The executive director of the Legacy Foundation, Carol Evans, says the nonprofit wanted to connect Chapman Highway and Imes Nature Center.
So this makes a wonderful connection connects right into Chapman Highway. You cross the street, you're in Fort Dickerson. That connects over to some of those other parks and Civil War forts. You can walk from point to point, you can walk across the bridge and be on campus. So South Knoxville is really becoming more and more the heart of a community of UT students.
One of these students is Lainey Duncan, a junior studying nursing.
We love to walk downtown just as like a weekend thing to do, so I think if we wouldn't have to move our car, say living in the fort, that would be great too, and just having a way to get there by foot.
For students like Duncan, the trail means new ways to explore Knoxville.
But I think just kind of getting over here really connects people to the Knoxville culture, not just the campus culture.
As Neyland expands and South Knoxville develops, the Greenway is creating ways for the community to connect.
A mile and a half of the trail will feature art for visitors to enjoy, but students will already see these tracks coming up right here in the near future.
Thank you, Kyla. For UT students, the Torchbearer is the highest honor one can receive.
Students chosen for the award display initiative and service in the best interest of their peers and the university. Nominations for the 2026 Torchbearer Awards are now open. Nominees must have a minimum cumulative GPA of 2.75. They are also able to graduate in the fall of 2025 or anticipated to graduate in spring of 2026. All nominations must be submitted by Wednesday, December 10th and include a letter of nomination. TVC wants to congratulate TVC's alumni Griffin Hadley for earning this honor last year. UT Club rugby team takes home the SEC champions ahead of the national showdown.
And how the Vols and Lady Vols are well away for the 2025-2026 basketball season. Stay with us.
Hey Vol fans, we're so excited to be on the air to give you exclusive University of Tennessee content. But the coverage doesn't end with TVC News here on air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now by scanning the QR code. You'll gain access to 24-hour news coverage of UT sports, news, and other related content, all made by students. No one knows UT like we do, and thank you for your support.
La esperanza ha sido parte de mi recuperación porque a veces era lo único que tenía. Fue solamente cuando entré en recuperación que quizás recordé mis pasiones, pero creo que lo más importante es en la manera de que la vida puede comenzar nuevamente.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
Welcome back. It's now time for a look around Big Orange Country. Alexi and Lewis join us in studio for the Rocky Top Sports Report. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Collier. Welcome to the Rocky Top Sports Report. I'm Alexi Cowan.
And I'm Lewis Maddox. On Wednesday, Danny White announced plans on X to expand seating around the north end zone of Neyland Stadium. In the statement shown here, expansion plans include Peyton Manning Pass towards the west gate and the upper south concourse of the stadium to accommodate for increased congestion in those areas.
The announcement comes alongside the 27th consecutive sellout of Neyland Stadium for this year's upcoming game against Vanderbilt. And as football plans to expand, they also plan to celebrate as they take on New Mexico State in this year's homecoming game. After having rested and reset this past week, the team is ready to show up and show out in front of a homecoming crowd itching for a speedy return to form. The Vols and Joey Aguilar will bring their nation-best offense up against a struggling New Mexico State team, also coming off a bye week after a tightly contested loss to Kennesaw State.
Well, we will see what the Vols can do against the Aggies as they hope to regain some momentum as they head into the Swamp next week to play Florida. And a championship has returned to Rocky Top. Vol Rugby won their 23rd Southeastern Collegiate Rugby Conference Championship last Saturday after beating Kentucky 39-22. A back-and-forth game all around saw the Vols and Wildcats exchange blows in the early minutes, with scoring opened early by Kentucky and then quickly followed by a response from Vols prop Jack Oberhofer. The Vols would quickly take the lead after a penalty kick from Vincent Keller to put the Vols up 10-5. Two sides then exchanged scores to end the half with the Vols leading 22-17 after a try at halftime from Nick Orafis.
Now, coming out of the half, the Wildcats tied the game again at 22 apiece before the Vols took over, scoring 3 tries, first by Nico Zaharis and then a 2 from Captain Roman Funkhauser in a matter of minutes to put the nail in the coffin and secure the championship. Congratulations, guys. Now, men's basketball continued their early season schedule on Wednesday. They captured back-to-back wins against Northern Kentucky and North Florida, showing a true return to form with commanding victories over both. Jacoby Gillespie and freshman star Nate Ament have been the true standouts for the team thus far, with Ament averaging 20 points and 8 rebounds per game. He's shown what his hype is all about. Now, Gillespie has gracefully stepped into the role of commander of the offense after Zakai Ziegler graduated, Gillespie posting 16 points and 5 assists per game.
And after an early loss to North Carolina State, the Lady Vols have roared back to life under second-year head coach Kim Caldwell. The Lady Vols have found themselves back in the driver's seat these past 3 games with strong showings against in-state opponents ETSU, UT Martin, and Belmont. And to no surprise to anyone, Talasia Cooper is once again the engine of this team, posting 17 points and 6 boards through 4 games this season.
And it was Cooper's defense that helped power the Lady Vols past Belmont last night in a closer than expected match last night. Along with solid play from Z Spearman, Jada Civil, and freshman standouts, the Paldo sisters, the Lady Vols are firmly in control of their own destiny this season.
That's it for the Rocky Top Sports Report for today. Before we toss it back over to Caitlin and Collier at the desk, make sure to follow us at TVC News Now on Instagram for the latest information about all of the teams on Rocky Top. Back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Coming up
information that helps people get through dark times.
Coming up, a feature on the WUTK DJ Carly Lewis. Stay with us.
Hey Vol fans, we're so excited to be on the air to give you exclusive University of Tennessee content. But the coverage doesn't end with TVC News here on air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now by scanning the QR code. You'll gain access to 24-hour news coverage of UT sports, news, and other related content, all made by students. No one knows UT like we do, and thank you for your support.
La esperanza ha sido parte de mi recuperación porque a veces era lo único que tenía. Fue solamente cuando entré en recuperación que quizás recordé mis pasiones, pero creo que lo más importante es en la manera de que la vida puede comenzar nuevamente.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, Do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what it takes. It takes a volunteer.
Welcome back. I'm Jackson Berg. Now let's take a look at the forecast for this weekend in Knoxville. After the snow we had last weekend, it's looking to be a beautiful fall weekend. Starting today, it's looking to be a sunny day with temperatures reaching the mid-60s. And now we have a lot of homecoming events happening. We have that parade later at 4 p.m. So definitely going to be good weather for that. Clear skies and feeling pretty warm. Now moving to tomorrow, highs will reach 70 degrees. Lows throughout the night, going to go down to about 60. There will be some clouds in the sky, and like I mentioned earlier, some wind and some gusts of wind up to 25 miles per hour throughout the day. Now, Saturday night, we have about a 40% chance of some rainfall into Sunday as well. Shouldn't be anything too severe, but that's actually being caused by this cold front that is moving down currently north into Tennessee. So just some rain leading that. But that cold front is going to cause some dips in temperatures for the rest of the weekend. Nothing too crazy. Sunday temperatures, highs will reach 66 degrees, and then lows throughout the night drop into around 40. And then finally, Monday is going to be a great sunny start to the work week with just a few clouds in the sky throughout the day. Maybe it'll be a little bit colder though, with highs around 62 degrees, and then lows Monday night will be in the mid 40s. Overall, it's looking to be a great weekend to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, especially because we got a little taste of winter last week, and I personally could wait a little longer to feel those temperatures again. But Vols, that is all I have for you. Have a great weekend and stay safe. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Jackson. I did enjoy a little bit of the snow. I think that was kind of nice, but it's okay. We're going to have some nice weather now. The University of Tennessee's Free Store is helping people save money while keeping thousands of items out of landfills. The Free Store gives the UT community access to clothing, kitchen supplies, and everyday essentials, all for free. It's part of the university's sustainability effort, turning donations into support. The store has had a permanent location on campus since 2022, serving hundreds of visitors each semester with the help of social impact coordinator Nathaniel Pefrier.
It's the greatest feeling on the planet Earth. I feel like $1 million every day when I go home. It's just like, I love looking at the numbers of like how many people come in and check in.
The Free Store not only meets basic needs, but promotes sustainability across campus. Students can donate or shop during open hours Monday through Friday.
Carly Lewis is a DJ for the WUTK UT student-run radio stations. Alexi Cohen sat down with her to hear her story.
In the underground basement of the Andy Holt Tower, Carly Lewis preps for another day of work at the WUTK station. But not many know what a trailblazer Carly is until that red light comes on.
Welcome back to WUTK PM 90.3 The Rock. Today I'll be interviewing Tyler Whitehouse. Tyler, how are you?
Carly is a student in UT's Future program and is one of WUTK's first DJs with Down syndrome.
I took a public speaking class last semester, and my professor helped me set up a podcast called Spicy Epic Chats.
Spicy Epic Chats with DJ Carly features exclusive interviews with Carly's friends, family, and even some of UT's most famous names, like one of her pals, UT basketball head coach Rick Barnes.
Coach Barnes is the most amazing guy. I think he actually does hoops for Hope at Fairfield High School, and me and him have a really strong connection.
Carly has fallen in love with the creativity that the podcast sparks in her. She's in the podcast room every week working on a new feature.
It feels really great. It's such a heartwarming feeling that people are so in love with my process.
At the bottom of Andy Holt Tower, Alexi Cowan, TVC News.
Now you can listen to Carly's show on WUTK, and we will link Carly Lewis's podcast on our Instagram at TVC News Now. That's all the news we have for you today, but tune in at 4 p.m. when we return live on YouTube with our homecoming special. I'm Collier Blackwell.
And I'm Caitlin Kirkpatrick. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at TVC News Now for additional stories and continuing coverage. Have a wonderful weekend, and as always,
go
Vols!
It's literally the best event of the year. Everyone's here pumping right now. It gives a tribute to every single generation that's been here.
I got a piece of home here at home.
We're trying to achieve excellence in everything we do.
I love this. I love homecoming. I've always loved homecoming.
It has been such a fun week.
I kind of love that y'all get to do this together.
Awesome to see every single organization come together.
If you want to be a volunteer, I want you to pay attention to what that really means.
It really embodies the part of when you're a volunteer for life.
Hey Vol fans, we're so excited to be on the air to give you exclusive University of Tennessee content. But the coverage doesn't end with TVC News here on air. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at TVC News Now by scanning the QR code. You'll gain access to 24-hour news coverage of UT sports, news, and other related content, all made by students. No one knows UT like we do, and thank you for your support.
La esperanza ha sido parte de mi recuperación porque a veces era lo único que tenía. Fue solamente cuando entré en recuperación que quizás recordé mis pasiones, pero creo que lo más importante es en la manera de que la vida puede comenzar nuevamente.
We are the Tennessee Volunteers. People who create connections, push boundaries, do the research that changes lives. We've got world-class academics and championship athletics. To be the best, you gotta learn from the best. And if you wanna lead, you gotta light the way. We've got what
I was about to say, I need a shot together. Hold on, let me take the mic off so it's not black.